In 1917, Lawrence, along with Tayi, Nasir Bekri and Sheriff Nasir, crossed the Hijaz Mountains and the Nefed Plain to come into Aqaba and liberate the city. Because this was such an iconic action, which was a forerunner to Special Forces operations, we decided at the Special Forces Club and in aid of the Special Forces Club Benevolent Fund to recreate that trek and be the first people to complete it on camelback since Lawrence himself did it.
You can't talk about the fund without talking about the club. The club was formed in 1947 for members of the Special Operations Executive. What they noticed very early on was quite a lot of them were struggling after the war. So it's unsurprising that some of them fell on hard times, really, and I think that sense of camaraderie in organisations, they bound together and formed the Benevolent Fund. Since 1947, every year the fund has supported members, and it still does to this day. You know, I won't go into detail here, but the sort of stuff that the fund's doing to support people and how valuable it is, and it's something I think is a really worthy cause for people who've done a lot for their nation.
You'll see a set of mountains. Yeah. That's the Hijaz Mountains, and we've got to go over that today. That's probably the best part of 1,100 metres, and it all comes in one shot. This is where Lawrence lost 2 camels.
This leg of the journey must have been very difficult. You know, it's arguable that he's one of the pioneers of unconventional warfare. You know, the tactics that he used never really been used before. I think that's part of why the story holds up. The journeys that they made, the tactics that they used. Crazy, but those kind of tactics, you learn from them, you know, they carry them forward. Incredible story. After these first couple of days, you realise just the nature of the full trek, you know. It's just one day at a time. Get to lunchtime, get to the finish line, rest, repeat. 25 days. Easy.
Yeah, I'm sure Lawrence and group of Arabs that originally undertook the trek probably did feel a good bit of discomfort. They took a bit of a longer time frame to do it, and we'd set ourselves the challenge of doing it within 25 days. Lawrence took a little bit longer, but they had the kind of added challenge of having to go and fight at the end of it. You know, we've never had to do that, but it's great to think that as we've been walking through these amazing landscapes, you're retracing that route in history that, you know, people have never done before on camels ever since 1917. So that in itself is really quite special.
There are several reasons for conducting the trek. The first one is it is an epic challenge. Many people know the story about Lawrence and the Arab revolt against the Ottomans, and really the beginning of Special Forces operations behind lines, doing the most extraordinary damage to the enemy. The other reason is because of the fund. The fund's really important. I see it from my civilian role as an orthopaedic surgeon, what effect it can have and the benefits it gives to people. Because the individuals it helps generally are the last people who want to ask for help. These people are extraordinary. They're extraordinary individuals who are there protecting us and endangering their own lives. And to be able to give them something back through the fund is a real privilege for us. But I think what's become apparent on this trek is the extraordinary achievement he did of just crossing the desert. And the area is so incredibly barren and harsh. It's quite an extraordinary environment to have lived in, but even more to have fought in.
My final takeaway is a couple of things, really. First of all, it's been a huge honour to be able to retread in the steps of Lawrence and to complete this iconic journey. Also been a fantastic honour and privilege to have both the rider team and the support team who are completely volunteer, most of them members of the Special Forces Club, and the professionalism and determination not only to get the job done but to raise money for the Special Forces Club Benevolent Fund, and of course a 25-day arduous journey to reach Aqaba. And then there's looking to the future, where we've already raised about £350,000. We hope to reach our target of £500,000, which is just going to change the way that the fund can operate and enable us to give a lot more help to the people that we need to help. And to all our sponsors, and to all our supporters, and to all our volunteers, and everyone who has helped us. Thank you.